On today's episode of UMTV News, powerful Hurricane Milton is barreling towards Florida's west coast. We'll bring you the latest.
Plus, we will take a look at how the Miami Beach community came together to honor the victims of the October 7th terrorist attacks in Israel, 1 year later.
And later on, one organization is helping people in Miami make friends one event at a time.
All this and more on today's show. UMTV News starts right now. Hello and welcome to UMTV News. I'm Angela Sapone.
And I'm Ariel Weil. Thank you for joining us.
Breaking news from the University of Miami campus, one student has been arrested for threatening to bomb a campus building.
According to police, sophomore Elizabeth Berkeley was arrested for allegedly posting a picture of the Cox Science building on Instagram, captioned, "Take in the view, 'cause I'm bombing it tomorrow."
The Coral Gables Police Department says it received a tip from the FBI after the post was shared. Apparently, Instagram's parent company, Meta, alerted FBI after the threatening post. Berkeley faces a charge of written threats to kill or do bodily injuries and is being held in the Turner Guilford Knight Correctional Center on a $3,500 bond.
A powerful hurricane is projected to make landfall less than 300 miles away from here on the west coast of Florida late tomorrow night. Hurricane Milton is now a Category 4 storm, and even though it is forecasted to weaken before it makes landfall, it will double in size, meaning its disastrous impacts will be felt over a much larger area.
If you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die.
Dire warning from the mayor of Tampa as authorities beg people to evacuate ahead of Hurricane Milton, many heeding the message.
Lines at gas stations have been long. Gas stations are running out quicker than they otherwise would.
Florida highways have been crammed with what state officials expect could be the largest evacuation since 2017's Hurricane Irma. The storm is projected to weaken and make landfall as a Category 3 near the Tampa area on Wednesday, packing 120-mile-per-hour winds. Its dangerous eye and eyewall could come ashore anywhere from Cedar Key in the north to Naples in the south.
Been to the point where I'm literally looking at every item in our home and deciding, do I take it or do I leave it? And the thought of it just floating in the water somewhere, it's really hard to bear.
Many are spending the little time that is left before Milton arrives collecting sandbags and boarding up properties.
Aileen was very close for us to be a disaster. We are trying to prepare as much as possible. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but at least we will be able to say that we did everything we could.
Milton is currently passing by Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, where there are reports of heavy flooding and destroyed docks.
While Milton is not expected to be stronger than a tropical storm for us here in South Florida, people in Miami-Dade County are making sure they are prepared. On Monday, many places like Douglas Park and Coral Gables were handing out sandbags to residents. People use them to prevent flooding. Residents could drive up, open their trunks, and have up to 6 pre-made sandbags placed inside.
Pretty intense. We lived on the other coast during Hurricane Ian. Now we know that we need to be as prepared as we can be.
Sandbags are still being distributed right now in several Miami-Dade County parks. They will be open until they run out of bags.
It's important to keep all Floridians informed on Hurricane Milton.
Student meteorologist Max Keller is here with the latest updates. Max, what are you seeing?
Thanks, guys. Right behind me, we're going to take a look at Hurricane Milton's path over the next couple of days. Right now, it's a Category 4 hurricane, and just 24 hours ago, it was Category 5. It has weakened slightly, and we'll expect it to be a Category 3 or Category 2 hurricane when it makes landfall. As we see, it's going to bring severe wind, with winds up to 125 miles an hour tomorrow, and on Thursday, staying above 75 miles an hour. And finally, we're going to take a look at how the rainfall is supposed to affect the whole state of Florida. We have a heavy red area and a heavy yellow here in Fort Myers, but Miami's not in the clear. We are going to expect heavy rain and some storms over the next 36 hours, so make sure that you are prepared. Now, switching gears to a story that's making headlines across the world. Monday marks the first anniversary since Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th. Since then, over 40,000 people have died in Israel and Gaza, and 100 Israeli hostages remain in captivity. Yesterday, I attended a service at the Miami Beach fire station. Those are the final words of the Israeli national anthem Hatikva, playing on the first anniversary of the October 7th terrorist attacks where Hamas killed nearly 1,200 people. The city of Miami Beach hosted a memorial for October 7th at the Miami Beach fire station. The event also shed light on a brave group of first responders who volunteered their service in Israel following the deadly terrorist attack. Event attendee Fabian Basabi, a state representative for District 106, knows that the danger in Israel is far from over.
This is an issue that goes back to as old as education began. This is about right and wrong. Where do you stand? What are you doing about it? And silence, indifference is not an option.
Here in the United States, data shows that Jewish Americans are feeling less safe, and Miami Beach Mayor Stephen Miner is trying to do his part for residents.
We have legislation against the BDS movement. We sent firefighters to Israel. We donated an ambulance to Israel. We've increased exponentially our purchase of Israeli bonds. We are showing that we stand hand in hand, heart to heart with the state of Israel, and I think everyone here knows it.
With 134 Israeli hostages still in Hamas captivity, optimism can be hard to come by. However, Mayor Miner chooses to believe in hope and has proof that it's still out there.
Now, when I sent out an email yesterday announcing this event to tens of thousands of people, I literally 99% of the responses I get are extremely positive, warm, love. We stand with you. We stand with Israel.
At the end of the service, Mayor Miner announced that the city of Miami Beach has declared October 7th Israel Remembrance Day. Despite the community's efforts to come together and honor those who lost their lives on October 7th, conflict continues in the Middle East. Currently, Israeli ground forces are on foot in Lebanon, and Iran fired missiles at Israel just a week ago today. Reporting for UMTV, I'm Max Keller.
Thank you, Max. Time for a short break now.
But when we come back,
We will introduce you to one Miami nonprofit with an impact that goes way beyond the events it puts on.
and we will tell you why more than a dozen U.S. states are suing TikTok.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seats for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
TikTok is facing more legal pressure. Today, 14 states filed lawsuits claiming that the social media platform harms children's mental health. The lawsuits allege that TikTok uses an addictive content recommendation system that puts profit over safety, and that it is designed to keep minors on the app as long as possible. The lawsuit also cites TikTok's endless scrolling feeds of content, its challenge videos, and late-night push notifications that can disrupt sleep. TikTok has said it believes its platform is safe for children and that it offers safety features like screen time limits, optional parenting oversight tools.
One Miami nonprofit is making a significant impact in the community. It's called We Met in Miami, and it's bringing people together through cultural engagement and connection. Alyssa Beatty is live to tell us more. Alyssa?
We Met in Miami is an event series designed to facilitate love and friendship through community events. I got the chance to go to an event and see what it is all about. Stephanie Pineda is a Miami resident who says she struggled to make new friends and connect with people. And Stephanie is not alone. According to USA Today, 11% of people in Miami say they feel lonely and have a hard time meeting new people and keeping lasting relationships. But now one organization is working to help them.
So We Met in Miami is a nonprofit event series to help people find love and friendship through community service, civic engagement, and the arts.
The event series was launched on Valentine's Day in 2024, and since then, there have been 14 events attracting anywhere from 40 to 400 people, which is great news for Stephanie.
So I created a friendship with, I think like four people, and so it's cool because it's such an easy way to connect and find friends for those who, struggle with looking for friends.
Each event is free and includes curated connection experiences for adults over the age of 21.
Each event has to have three things: an icebreaker, an activity, and deeper connection. For this event, the activity is going to be the panel discussion with the journalists.
Some prominent South Florida journalists such as Roger Borges and Glenna Milberg were invited to the event to discuss news coverage in the upcoming election.
I believe it's an icebreaker itself. I just believe it makes it easier to welcoming, hey, I have this event where you make friends, and it's just welcoming, right? It's like, okay, I'm here to make friends, and we're all here to make friends. So you have like-minded people.
To help people find friendship and possibly love, each event series is centered around a topic of interest to connect those with similar interests.
So the idea behind civic engagement, community service, the arts is like helping people make connections through their shared interests and their shared values.
Participants in the We Met in Miami event can choose from 3 different color wristbands to wear during the event. A green wristband means they are looking for love, a blue wristband means they are looking for friendship, and a rainbow band means they are part of the LGBTQIA+ community. Participants are able to wear 1, 2, or all 3 of their bands at the event.
It's hard to just go up to a new person and introduce yourself. So that was the idea of the wristbands. Wouldn't it be cool if you could just look around and see who's looking for love?
So it just brings diverse, variety type of people to come together, and then you share an experience together.
And Stephanie encourages anyone who is lonely to try the We Met in Miami events.
It's a very welcoming environment, and yeah, this is perfect for people looking for friends.
Anyone who is interested in getting involved or participating in a We Met in Miami event can go to wemetinmiami.org to see when the next event is and register. Reporting live, Alyssa Beatty, UMTV.
Thank you, Alyssa. The demand for French fries, that's right, French fries, is so low that the country's biggest French fry supplier has laid off hundreds of its employees. Last week, Lamb Weston announced that it would lay off nearly 400 workers and close a plant in Washington state due to slowing demand. The potato giant is oversupplied at a time when demand is sluggish. That's because sales are slumping at fast food chains as diners cut back. The company said 80% of French fries consumed in the U.S. comes from fast food chains.
Here in South Florida, the Mobile School Pantry is a nonprofit organization aimed at solving the hunger problem. It was founded by Zaina Z. Woland in 2013. The organization puts on weekly food drives at multiple locations throughout Broward County, like this one at Martin Luther King Elementary School in Fort Lauderdale. The drive goes from 1 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., and many volunteers help unload, distribute food for low-income families in need, such as fruits, vegetables, eggs, and more.
The little impact of maybe a week's or 2 weeks worth of grocery items definitely goes a long way for people living paycheck to paycheck. So I think they're definitely grateful for the system, and everyone seems to be happy.
Before each event, you can see a line of families outside with wagons ready to be filled with their weekly groceries. You must be approved by the government or school to participate in these drives.
This past weekend, the Miami Hurricanes football team traveled to Berkeley, California for their game against the Cal Golden Bears, but came out of it making history. It had come into the matchup the overwhelming favorites to win. However, Cal came out of the game strong and built a 25-point lead by the third quarter. But the Cardiac Canes would not quit. Miami made the second ever 25-point comeback in an Atlantic Coast Conference game, winning the bout 39-38. Miami took the lead with under 1 minute remaining via a touchdown pass from quarterback Cam Ward, caught by tight end Elijah Arroyo.
I don't know about you, but I wanted to watch the game, but I did fall asleep because it was very late, but I'm very happy that we woke up to another win.
I was very excited to wake up to another win as well. And that's all the time we have for you on today's episode of UMTV News.
Thank you for joining us. We are on fall break next week, but we will be back at the same time in 2 weeks. Have a great day and stay safe.